everyone, I'm Joe Cronin, and welcome to another episode of The Toss-Up. So many times we sit here in these chairs talking about the highs and lows of sports that take place right here in Bloomington and all across the globe. We're changing it up around this time. A little shout out to the fans that spend their tireless hours crying tears of joy, shattering TVs, and basking in the glory of the sport they don't even play. Here to talk about the culture of sports fandom and what makes these die-hard fans. We have Olivia Pierce, Chase Parker, and Rob Frangione. Guys, being a fan is so much fun. It can be so painful at times. We're going to start first question and go around the horn. Rob, you're first. What does being a fan mean to you?
To me, I think being a fan is all about sticking with your team when it's at its lowest point because, in my opinion, I think one of the great things about sports is being able to say that you were there when they're at their lowest and they return, or your team that is, and they return to whatever glory might be considered glory to that fan base.
Chase?
I agree with Rob. I have so much respect for the loyal fans who stick it out when things are bad. But I truly think fandom is about having that emotional connection to something bigger than yourself. It's about the identity you gain when you're in a community and you share those experiences, the traditions like Bill's Mafia, jumping through tables. That's what true fandom is.
Olivia?
Well, guys, I like to keep it super positive around here, so I would say that being a fan, it means being unapologetically enthusiastic about the team, whether it's a terrible loss or maybe an extreme win. Just trying to find a positive spin is just what being a fan means to me.
I feel like there are times where it's hard to be positive. There are people in this room that are New York Jets fans and ride that through and through. But I do have a question before we get into some of the personal fandom points. Indiana football won a national championship. We all go to Indiana University. We'll go back around. What was that experience like for you, Olivia?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was at Assembly Hall for the celebration, and it was absolutely electric. I think that is a pure community fandom, and I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. I was hugging a dad of 3 who is an IU alum, as I didn't know him, but we were just in tears because it was so special. We both wanted it so bad.
Chase?
When I was a freshman here, we went 3-9, 1-8 in the Big Ten. Never in a million years would I have expected in my time here at IU that we would be in the playoffs, let alone national champions. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure.
I remember my first year covering, I was standing on the sidelines of the Akron game, the Quad OT, questioning a lot of things. But, hey, Rob, you're a freshman getting to see all this in year one. That's pretty crazy.
I got to say, I feel pretty spoiled to be witnessing this right now. I got to watch Michigan win a couple years back, and I'll get into that. But it was great. I was in one of my friend's dorms watching it. We had a bunch of Wingstop just piled up. It was awesome.
All right, I'm going to spend this show poking the bear a little bit at your teams, but also letting you bask in the glory of some moments. Rob, we'll go to you. What team would you say is your ride or die? Obviously, we're sports people. We're sports media students. We love all the different types of sports. But what is the one, if there's one team to win a championship, you want that team? Who's your diehard?
I grew up a Patriots fan from New England. I don't like that reaction right there, but I got to say, it was pretty tough watching this past Super Bowl, so I'd go with them.
All right,
and, of course, Indiana football.
Patriots.
On the contrary, I was pretty excited about this past Super Bowl, but I'm a Pacers fan, I'd say. And it's been getting pretty good, especially this past finals run. But growing up a Pacers fan, it's been an awesome ride.
Yeah, Olivia?
And growing up by Chicago, I was really spoiled to be a Chicago Blackhawks fan. However, it's not going so well for the team. We might be on an upswing though, but I would do a lot of embarrassing things to see a Stanley Cup return to Chicago.
All right, let's rip off the Band-Aid of the bad. Sports have caused problems, I've never broken a TV yet. But Olivia, what is a moment of being a Blackhawks fan that has caused you the most amount of pain? Walk us through that moment, maybe what you did, maybe you crying, whatever it was.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would say that any game right now makes me want to cry. But specifically, I attended the Winter Classic last year, and it was at Wrigley Field. It was beautiful. We were playing a big, prominent rival, the St. Louis Blues, and it was terrible. The performances by Chance the Rapper could not make me any excited. I was trying to put a positive spin on it. There were some really great fights, but I just remember going home on New Year's Eve in shock, in shambles. I was frozen. It was so cold. But I remember the little tears coming down my eyes, and they were starting to freeze because it was so sad. But it's okay. We'll get them next time.
There's always room to bounce back. Now, Chase, Pacers, I know it was so much fun watching that finals run, but everybody who is a Pacers fan can pinpoint exactly where they were and when the earth stopped in Game 7. Is that the moment?
Yeah, that was my moment, and I have an interesting story about that. I wasn't able to watch that moment live. I was at my sister's volleyball game. It was nationals. I was keeping stats for the team, and my phone was blowing up, but obviously I'm not checking it. I don't want to be spoiled. Some dad comes up to me and said, "Hey, have you been watching the game?" And I said, "No," and he's like, "Ooh." And I was like, "Okay." And then when I watched the game, Halliburton's on a heater. I'm feeling good, and then just like that, I mean, tears his Achilles. All the hopes and dreams of winning a championship are gone. That was pretty tough.
I think you probably could have heard a pin drop in the entire 465 loop within the city of Indianapolis. It's sad, and I think the Thunder kind of knew it a little bit, like that. The Pacers might have had that one. Rob, what about you?
I'm actually going to flip it back to Michigan football because there was a lot of heartbreak growing up in the 2010s. I was in Stamford, Connecticut, watching, he has trouble with the snap against Michigan State in 2015.
Jalen Watts-Jackson.
Yep. What's next? JT was short in 2016 with Ohio State, and 2022 versus TCU when 9 threw 2 pick sixes and let up 50 points.
What are your thoughts of 9?
I think he's got potential. His throwing motion's got some work, though.
9's bad. Don't trust J.J. McCarthy. They gave up Sam Darnold, a Super Bowl winner, Sam Darnold, for J.J. McCarthy, by the way. So, obviously, the bad is the bad. We'll come back around. What's your favorite moment of being a fan?
Sticking with Michigan football, finally ending that drought in 2021 on November 27th, 2021, 42-27 in the Big House. I was sitting there watching with my dad and my sisters, and that was honestly probably the greatest moment I've ever had as a sports fan, even better than them winning the national championship.
That's a fun rivalry now. It seems like
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of back in a way. Chase, what about you?
Yeah, kind of interestingly enough, I'd say everything before the Halliburton injury. I mean, that was an electric playoff run. So many games where we have a 1% chance or less to win it, and then Halliburton comes in clutch with the game winner at the end. Just electric, but I mean, I also have to throw out the IU football national championship. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
It's hard to beat that, especially when you attend the school. That is that to
Absolutely.
see everything and be a part of it. Olivia?
Of course, I'll say the IU National Championship as well, being at Assembly, but I would also say the Stanley Cup parade for the 2015 Chicago Blackhawks being crammed on the streets of Chicago with so many fans was truly an experience that I'll never forget.
All right, we got a lot more coming up after the break because the panel is going to discuss some of the bigger picture things of being fans and the culture surrounding it in this wild world of sports. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the toss-up. In the first block, I got to spend some time embarrassing my panel on some of their horror moments of being a fan. But now let's open it up to kind of big picture. Fans across all the major leagues of American sports, really, and even globally with, soccer, the Olympics, everything that's happening this year in particular. But Olivia, I'll start with you. How have you seen fandom evolve, honestly, just post-COVID with the explosion of social media and things like that?
Well, social media is absolutely insane. I think that the thing that I have seen that has exploded the most is just personalized content to get to know the players emotionally. Like, I don't think I've ever cared so much about an MLB player's favorite childhood bedtime story, or maybe their favorite restaurant around town. But I think that the more I get to know a fan or a player as a fan, the more I invest. And I think the more that the organization can really tap into that and get their fans to get even more excited about the season.
I'll kind of change the question a little bit, Chase. What sport have you seen the fans take maybe a huge leap or ones that has taken a little bit of a dip over the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I really think the NBA has evolved over the past 10, 20 years with social media because, like Olivia was talking about, it gives you that personalized, player-driven access. I mean, you look at the LeBron fans in the NBA, they'll follow him wherever he goes. And I imagine it's similar for a lot of other players. Steph Curry, if he leaves Golden State, Warriors are going to lose a lot of fans. But also with the NBA, I mean, streaming has really helped that out. You don't have to be in the area to watch your favorite team. You can watch it on your phone, anywhere. It's really helped internationalize the game. NBA is now, I believe, the second most popular sport in the world behind soccer. I mean, I think streaming has been a major part of the NBA's growth.
They've globalized the game well. They have these personal brands of athletes, and of course the debate always is nonstop between the old heads and the Jordans and the new heads of the LeBron stands. But Rob, how have you seen the sports fandom just take off these past couple of years?
Like going back to what Olivia said, I think just having everything be so personalized is really been so beneficial to the growth of sports in the past couple of years. I'm going to use the Bills TikTok account as an example. They know exactly what their audience wants to see, and that's fun. The Chargers Twitter account, they're always dropping some bangers over there. But we live in an age where everything is so personalized, you know. I mean, you've got instant access to game highlights, games in general, and anyone can join a community if they want to, share and even interact with any athlete they please. And I think while there are some downsides to that, as it can, you know, foster a negative space in some cases, I think overall the good outweighs the bad.
I think that's what I'll segue to, because there are a lot of times, like with, I will say the team accounts always do a good job of kind of not just being sport. They kind of, you know, have some fun with it, be funny with it. Where have you seen the negatives rise the most?
Oh, easily Instagram, TikTok, or Instagram and Twitter comments sections.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of hate that I just see get spewed in those comment sections is honestly kind of upsetting, but that's what I'd have to go with.
All right, I got 2 more questions for around the panel. Rob, we'll start with you. What city or franchise has the best fans?
I've got a couple. I want to start with St. Louis. I think they're underrated. You know, they got the Rams ripped away from them about a decade ago, but they packed the dome for Battlehawks games in the UFL, and I think that's really underrated. In the MLB, the Cardinals, they're one of the most supported teams that I'm aware of. Pittsburgh Steelers fans travel really well. I think every time I turn on a game and they're away, there's just a horde of yellow somewhere in the crowd. And I had Nebraska football, who hasn't had a 10-win season since 2010, and their games are always packed.
They do consistently sell out, which is one of the things riding through the struggles. Chase, best sports city.
Sticking with him, Nebraska women's volleyball. I mean, they are crazy.
Yeah.
They have the highest attendance of a women's sporting event at 90,000, filling out their football stadium. But as far as a professional sports city, I think I have to go with Green Bay. I mean, you look at how people put their newborn children on season ticket waiting lists so that hopefully one day they can have season tickets. And they're also the only professional sports city that is fan-owned, and that's really unique, seeing that generational fandom in sports.
A publicly funded company, which is an anomaly in American sports. Olivia, best sport fandom franchise or, you know, sports city as a whole?
Well, I would say the kindest fans that I've ever interacted with are ones of the Milwaukee Brewers. They were so nice to me. I wasn't even rooting for them. I was rooting for the visitor team, the Atlanta Braves. They were like, hey, where are you from? What's going on? But aside from them, I will say the city of Chicago in its entirety is wonderful. I mean, can you name another? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look, because is there another fan base that is really going to be out there in the cold for a Bears game, or who's going to be so amazing that there's actually 2 MLB teams? I know you both said the Packers, but I'm going to say absolutely not. Green Bay, nuh-uh. It's Chicago for sure.
All right, White Sox have no fans. Packers fans go to their games. Bills fans go to their games. Steelers fans go to their games. Bengals, Browns, even Jets fans go to their games.
Do I need to switch seats?
I'm just saying, of being outside, I don't know. Chicago was spoiled with Michael Jordan. They just haven't really had anything since. We'll end it with the worst sports city, because now we're on that topic. Worst city for sporting fans. Olivia, right back to you.
Okay, well, I mean, I just said Green Bay, but I won't go back into that all over again. I'm actually going to say New York, because you got the Yankees, the Rangers. You know, it's just not a good combination, especially when it comes to crosstown rivalries or things like that. They have a big ego, of course, for the right reasons, but I just don't see it. It doesn't translate for me. They're kind of prude and prod.
You don't like the East Coast?
No, I mean, it's just not my vibe over in New York.
I don't know how Rob's gonna feel about that, but
Oh,
I
get
think
him.
I have to go with LA. I mean, that's more so with the celebrity culture, the entertainment culture that exists in Los Angeles, and it leads to a lot more bandwagon fans that aren't as impassioned about sports. I mean, you look at the Rams; they've been one of the best teams in the NFL for the past 5+ years, and they still can't fill out their stadium with Rams fans, and I just think that speaks to how LA is as a whole.
There's also just too many teams right there. I mean, are there Clippers fans? Not really. Are there Chargers fans? Not really. Angels fans? Like, I've actually never met someone who's like that side of the 3. I've met like the Lakers, the Dodgers, and the Rams, but the other 3, it's a strange world. Rob.
I mean, I'm amazed none of you have said it yet, but I'm going
Philly?
Philadelphia.
Thank
Yes,
you. I'm
yes.
waiting for it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
They're
sorry.
good fans, but awful people.
Oh, good fans. I mean, hey,
They're
threw batteries at Santa. I've never seen a fan base complain as much as they did mere months after winning a world championship. They egged Kevin Petullo's house, and this is for you, Tommy Fox. Anytime you talk to an Eagles fan, they will fight and die to put Jalen Hurts in top 5 discussions, and I'm not having it.
Oh, that's great. A couple good shout-outs this show. Being a fan is so much fun. But Rob, Chase, Olivia, thank you so much for joining the show. That wraps it up. The next time you sit down to watch your favorite sports team play, and take a moment to think of the journey you have taken as a fan. As always, give our socials at IUSTV Sports on both Instagram and X a follow. And with that, we'll toss it up, and we'll see you next week.